So yesterday we spoke. Any questions on anyone before we go even more deeper into Patisamutpada? No questions? Understood? Go ahead.
One question.
Hmm.
What's the difference between the complete vimokkha you felt yesterday compared to the stillness you said you were having the days before?
It's very difficult to explain in words, even if I want to explain it.
Fine.
But
I used to think that the cessation of the Paticca cycle as well.
It is.
That's the impression I got. But this is also again different, so I'm confused.
No, I agree with your confusion. It can be confusing to anyone unless you really see what it is. So let's take it this way. What is stillness? Your mind is unperturbed by anything. And what is vimukha, liberation? Is that there's no holding on to anything. Yes.
I thought your definition of the mind not being perturbed by anything, even the fourth jhana has that equanimity, which is
Yes, it is. It is. But then the avijja not being there with vijja is totally different. So now there are avijja can appear in various stages. Oh, it's subtle. So that was a topic which I wanted to take. What is avijja? What do you think is avijja? Ignorance. This question is for all. It's not only for Harry. It's for all. What are we ignorant about? Yes. Yes, Shanil, go ahead.
I'm just thinking how to say it. I guess it's that we think things are permanent, but they're not.
That's correct. I mean, that is at an intellectual level is right. But what truly represents an avijja, like what we are meeting right now, I'm like whatever we are talking, is there any avijja or ignorance? Yes. Right now, as we speak. Because that is what continues.
I'll let someone else try and answer.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was going to say is like that sense of presence or I-ness or something like that.
Yes, correct. You're right. So just keep that. It's correct. That answer is correct. But there are layers of I. There's just not one I which you can say that, oh, here I picked it up. Okay, just hold on to that. That's the right answer. Yes, you wanted to say something, then Bobby can answer.
No, I was going to say I as well.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, Bobby.
Vilashi, see, as we speak, now I am referring to you as Vilashi, but this form, what I am seeing in the computer and everything, is just a form which is changing all the time, and the sound, what I'm hearing, that's also changing. But I have, like, for me, like, there is an identity, but that's not. Okay.
No. You are intellectualizing it completely. There is something which is going to be there. Irrespective of what you think, you say, form is impermanent, this is impermanent, that is impermanent, but there is something which is looking from permanency.
That, and this son of vijnana, like, which witness consciousness.
Yeah, witness consciousness. That's correct. There is a witness. If there were no witness, you can't operate. So first, we need to see that there is a witness. So the question comes, have you seen a witness consciousness? Or do you know just as a knowledge, just as a speaking, when we say Sakshi Bhav, so we accept, yeah, there is witness.
No, for me, like, I've seen it sometimes. Not all the time.
So
Sometimes
how does it look?
It is something which watching everything and making you to feel that this is I.
No.
It doesn't have any form or anything. It's just
No, Bobby, you wouldn't have seen it. If you see it, that's the end of it.
and not at the moment. What I'm saying.
No,
Sometimes.
even if you had seen it earlier, or even for 1 minute, you've seen this witness, there ends it. Now you'll not have any questions whatsoever relating to form, feeling, perception, all of that. So that will resolve Arius' question between what is vimukha and what is stillness, which I explained yesterday. So I don't know how many really understood what I said. I only guess Shaniel understood, not too sure of the state I was in or I am in now. I really don't know. I only saw his eyes and felt he understood.
Yeah. I mean, I have experienced a number of things, like obviously, especially this last year. And I mentioned at one time there was a state after my 10-day meditation retreat when I was in deep meditation for a long time. When I came out, there's like nothing would stick to the consciousness. There's no consciousness would not land anywhere, right? So I was there, I was seeing things, but nothing was having an impact. And then later, like a few months more previously, I started to notice something in the middle of my head, which was like a witness consciousness, that I could go to and sit and rest there, which wasn't the same as that experience I just described, but was like something was watching. And then slowly that kind of, as I watched it more and more, that kind of dissipated and dissolved. And rather than being a point, became like, more of a cloud that I'm witnessing things from. And now, like it still feels very dispersed, but that awareness is there, watching things. Things still stick to my mind. Like I can feel if I look at certain things, most things won't bother me, but things still do stick to my mind. I feel that. But I haven't had that previous experience again, like I had from that 10-day retreat. But I have noticed more and more shifts too, in terms of just the state that I'm kind of in most of the time, not all of the time.
Good. So let me elaborate on what he's saying or what should be a witness. So there should be something which is witnessing something. Right? So when you say I'm meditating or when I say I'm meditating, the very act of meditation is a witness. There's nothing else other than the witness. And the reason why we can't watch the breath is because there is no witness. This is a very simple answer I can give you. If we are struggling in watching the breath, it means there is no witness. Period. That means you have to do something to witness it. And something can be anything. I can take something like, a step one, sit here, make this happen, and then sit cross-legged and blah, blah, all that. 1 hour, and then you appreciate, I did my 1 hour. All of that is happening, minusing the witness. If you think there's a witness, it's 100% false. Okay? And hence, you travel by the mind. Meaning, I will now go to Pomona Center and sit there. Because now the mind is absorbed in that place, which means avidya is completed there. It's complete ignorance. So what happens here, you start to feel something about it. When you feel overwhelmed, or you feel very happy, or you feel very glad that you are in Pomona Center and you're doing your 10-day meditation course or 20-day course or 30 days course, because there's no witness. There's absolutely no witness. There's nothing that is witnessing. It's only the mind playing by itself. It's just like you put on a record and then it keeps on playing itself. And after the track is completed, you put it on loop, so it repeats itself. So then it keeps on running around. One day, what happens? Out of the blue, because the mind doesn't know. While it goes, when you say deep insight, it means for that moment, the mind is stopped. What do you mean by stopping the mind? Can the mind stop? Or is there a mind which stops? Is there something that stops? And the answer here is if there is no further input from the six senses or five senses, then the mind cannot eat anything. So it stops for the moment. So when it stops for a moment, this witness comes out. And now you are gone. There's no you. It's only the witness. Now at that moment, you're challenged to see that there's no you, so there is no he. The first person, the second person, and the third person is nullified. There's nothing. So it then makes it infinite consciousness. So at that very moment, you feel, meaning this mind, which was doing 100 things, gets the feeling, Vedana, that it's infinite. Because now it was finite. Let's say I'm talking to Shaniel or to Bobby is finite. Even though I say, you know what, we are infinite, blah, blah, no, that experience is not there. But out of the blue, again, I use that word blue because it doesn't happen that by choice. It just happens because mind is not going around. So there's a witness. If that witness is there, then it goes to the seventh jhana by itself, where the cheto vimukti happens. That means the chitta is released for that state when there's no shaking of the mind. So what happens? It's the highest absorption you can stay and yet operate in the outside world. Meaning, as example, again, Shaniel can be working, he's doing a lot of things, but there is no he to experience anything there. But the witness remains. In all the postures, in all the work, in all the things, that witness is there. If there is a witness, as long as there is witness, there is no doership. So that's what Goenka says, Sakshi Bhav, Karta Bhav, Bhokta Bhav. Now let's understand this in a deeper context. Sakshi means witness, Bhokta means enjoyer, and Karta means doer. If you do, there is an enjoyment. There's something to be enjoyed. If you don't do, there's nothing to enjoy. But there's just a witness. And this witness will not die. You understand? There's no death for this because there's no birth for a witness. The mind has come up as witness, but the mind dies. But this witness does not die because it's not born. You can't kill something which is never born. Then are we talking impermanency of this consciousness? Then Nidassana Vinyana versus Anidassana Vinyana. All that we speak is Nidassana. It's established. It's illustrative. It's written in this form. The unillustrative consciousness is like the fire in the matchbox. Have you ever seen fire in a matchbox? But there is fire in the matchbox. As many as those sticks are there, so many fires are there. But none of them are manifestative. What if you rub it? That's what Buddha gives in the example, two sticks. When you rub it, comes fire. That's how the consciousness gets established. So what are we rubbing on one side and what's the rubbing on the other side? One side is a nama rupa and the other side is the vijnana. When you rub it, the consciousness comes, minusing the witness. So now, why did I go and tell Shaniel this so trivial thing? It doesn't make any sense of telling him yesterday what I told him. I could have done it when I came to Australia. But why did I do? Because of the witness. It's not allowing the mind to settle down. You did a mistake. Come on, you did a mistake. That's what a Hiri Ottappa is doing, actually. You should have asked. Why did you ask? So what the mind does, it has to give up. So I could have reasoned out. I means this mind could reason out. Oh, what did I do? I didn't do anything. He said, but I didn't receive, so yeah, I asked. There's justification. To whom am I justifying? I'm justifying to myself, right? I might tell Shaniel, but I will justify to myself that what I did is right. Even if Shaniel says, ah, Vilasji, don't worry, it's nothing. I didn't take it in any form. Then after finishing talk with Shaniel, I'll say, you see, I didn't do any mistake. And that is the mind. Whereas a witness is saying, why did you require? It's two separate things. This witness has got nothing to do with his mind. It's a witness of everything. It's not a personal witness. It's just a witness. So avidya here is the mind thinking it itself is a witness. The mind making up as a witness. So what it does, it will justify its action. How? Somebody is shouting at me, I will shout back. There's a justification. Why? He shouted, right? When he can shout, I can't shout, is it? When he can break the line, I can't break the line. When he can do this, I can't do that. So this he and me coming together is the mind. So when Buddha says, Saragam va chittam, saragam chittam pajanati, he is talking about the witness, not this mind. And what they did is even more phenomenal. In the fourth Buddhist council, they added a thing called as abhidhamma and made it look even more intricate. As it is, we were not understanding this witness. Now you have so many chittas arising and passing away. That means there should be someone who is watching those 121 chittas arising in the first place. That means the assumption what that monk felt when he created compendium of Abhidhamma. He would have thought every person, if he were to explain these Sobana Chitta, Kiriya Chitta, that Chitta, this Chitta, that they're able to see the witness. On the contrary, it complicated it because we have not even seen the witness, let alone knowing how many chittas are arising and passing away. So it is untenable because how do I see a chitta arising? And what is a chitta? It's a mind. And what is a mind? I don't know, to be honest. Have you seen a mind? When you have not seen a mind, what are we talking then, right? So this is the problem. Now, if there is two lights, one light small, one light big, the big light obscures the small light. As an example, I go to a cinema hall and no cinemas can be put in a bright light. It requires darkness. It requires pitch darkness, not just darkness. That means you can't even see the next person sitting there. If you want somebody to get absorbed by something, then you should make him feel no ajata, no bahita separation, as though the ajata is real, internal is real, and then comes the external. So what I do, I remove the lights, just that one small stream of light coming from the projector and hits on the screen. And then the sound and other things will make me feel I am now completely mesmerized by what is coming on the screen. As soon as the movie starts, I went to watch a movie, but I became the movie. The characters are gone, it is replaced by me in that movie. Then why do we like an actor? Because we see that person in us. Right? That's what we are doing. That's what I said about Steve Jobs or any other person, because we see ourselves in that person. So I would make someone as my hero because I need to follow. Now, this followership will start because of ignorance. This consciousness is established on that movie there. So when I go to Pomona Center, I am in pitch darkness. Why? Because I'm absorbed by that. I did my 10-day retreat a few months ago, but this looks new. Why? Because everything is new now. But that movie was the same movie which was played a few months ago. You did exactly the same thing, but it looks something different. Who is doing this difference? The mind. Because that chitta has arisen and passed away. This chitta is totally different. It's not the same chitta, but it's not a different chitta. It's a chitta which is arising with something. So if I'm a promoter of Goenka, then I get raga chittas continuously, non-stop. But if I hate Goenka, the very word Goenka brings me, and then I go and sit there because my friend is asking me to sit there. Every moment is a pain because the witness consciousness is seeing which chitta, tado samva chittam. And Goenka itself is moha. Because there's a person which is permanent. So what do? You put two chairs to give an impression to the mind that Goenka is watching you with his wife. And that experience, when taken inside, becomes a movie. That is avijja. This I but it's the depth of I what we are talking about. So when I go to Pomona Center, like this time when I go to Brisbane, let's say Shaniel is very much interested to take me there, and Bobby anyway would be interested. We go there. Bobby will experience his painting thing, what he did there, and all that. Those memories will come. And Shaniel will get his memories of the 10-day, and he's also, if he's working with the trustees and other things, which he was talking about a few weeks ago. So he'll get all those memories, and I will get the memory of when I went to Pomona Central in April, that much. Are they three same? No. Are they three different? No. But the witness is the same. There's no separation because it's anidasana, non-established. Now, what does it experience then? It doesn't experience anything. It's just a witness of it. And then that is vimokha. What is liberated then? From the mind. Oh, wait. Mind liberate from itself can be called because the mind is ceased. And then what is stillness? Stillness is the non-movement of the mind from the meditative absorption. And whatever it was absorbing, it's there. So when I say from June I am in stillness, it means avijja still exists. So when I spoke to Shaniel yesterday of letting go, then that was a release. So there's a difference between this and that, which I'm trying to explain in words. But otherwise, how does this mind come to be? The mind comes to be with naming and forming something. That means you require sankhara to form it. Now, what do you form? You form or you prepare, you decide, which is volition, something. Now, what is that something? Now, here is what we can say. I would like to donate to Pomona Center. I is fixed. Donation is an act. That is verb. To where? The Pomona Center. So I and Pomona Center are fixed things, not going to move. So when I am experiencing, when I transfer to Pomona Center, it means that I have donated to that center. So the center is fixed and I is fixed, so I can experience this donation. Now, is that stillness? Is that helpful? Yes, because dana makes it helpful because you're giving up. So there's ownership is lost and it's gone to the Pomona Center. Makes wonderful sense. This is not mine. The objective was eso na mama. So this is not mine. So this portion is not mine. Whatever I donated. Eso na aham asmi. This doesn't belong to me. So this money or this thing or this service or whatever I'm doing is not belonging to me. Neso me atta. This is not myself. There's no self in that money. Let's say I'm transferring money. If I really see that money is going there, There's no atta feeling. The atta feeling was there. It is my money. But the moment I transfer, the ownership is lost, right? So now I can practice it. Dana. For whom? For the mind. Is there a dana for witness? What it can do with it? There's nothing. It's just a witness. Whether it is holding also, it's a witness. It's not holding also, it's a witness. If it is calling this as Australia, is also a witness. If it's not calling it an Australia, it's also a witness. Like if I'm reading that a half break is also a witness. If I'm not able to read a half break as also a witness. What if I don't know English? That thing what he has put there makes no sense to me. If it were Arabic, can I read what it has written there? It just seems like symbols. Only when somebody says that what it is, I can make out. I means the mind can make out. But can you say there is no witness at all while that is there? There is a witness. It's got nothing to do with language. So the vocabularies, the language is mind created. It's a conceptual. It's not real. It's just to transmit our understanding from one to another. You just use the language, you use the syntax, grammar, etc., to just share something. And that something has no value by itself. But there is a witness of this transfer from here, there. So when Bahya is spoken by the Buddha, he says, just be the witness. In seeing, there is only seeing. This is exactly what I got yesterday when I spoke to Shenya. After speaking to him, there was complete cessation. But now I'm just a witness. And might ask a question, then why this transaction was required? It's just a transaction. You end the journey. Because you have started a journey, you should end the journey, as simple as that. Had I not started the journey of asking him, there was no need to end the journey. And since I started the journey, I should end the journey, that's it. So should I go back and tell him, like, this is what I thought? Yeah, please do that. That's what I did yesterday. This is what I thought. This is why I asked for it. Now, there was no need to ask. So I'm relieving you out of this bonding. Or you might say, I am not even bound by it. No. It's circling. Cut the circle. How do you cut the circle? We can go from the bottom of it, which is Jaramarana. Or you can go from the top of it, which is Avijja. So then there are four asavas, which causes Avijja. One is the Kama asava, which I and Shenil doesn't have, or even Ravindra doesn't have. So one is gone. Bhava asava is there. Is there for him, is there for me. He would become an anagami. After that, after death, he is going to land there. He can't stop that landing. He's already put on the landing gear. It's just a matter of time that he's transported there. Okay, he doesn't come to the human existence anymore. Fine. But still there's a landing gear. So Apollo on the moon, and then he will land up there. So that he doesn't have any problem. But what if he wants to end the journey and I have created an obstacle for him? And now he has a transaction. It's a very trivial transaction. It doesn't matter. In the consciousness, doesn't matter. It's a trivial condition or a big one. It's a transaction. So, bhavasana is there. Dhitti asava is not there. He's already moved away from sotapanna. So it's no dhitti. But avijja asava is there. So out of 4 asavas, 2 asavas are there. Now he is going to become something. It can be a rupa realm or an arupa realm, depending upon where it is established. Let's say Shaniel is able to be there on the 7th jhana all the time. At the dying moment, can he be on the 7th jhana? No. It'll come back to the 4th jhana. Okay, that's the landing spot. So when Buddha explains about anagami, he's very clear what he's saying. Okay, so we need to understand what he's saying is from the Brahma Nikaya, that is from a Brahma realm, is the first jhana, to the Abhasara, to the Vehapala, to the Subhankina. So now he is in the realm of 4th, the Subhankina. That means he can maintain the peaceful state even now. He can compare his few months ago state to today. He would find a huge difference in his peacefulness. And definitely that's how it is. So then the question comes, why only he could understand what I said yesterday? Why others could understand or couldn't understand? Because you're not in that realm to understand. No matter how much English or whatever language I could use and say, then it becomes like a comprehension of why did you say like that? I don't know. I don't have an answer to say why did I say like that, except for saying there's a witness which is asking me to do this, which I did. What if this person sitting here cancels my flight ticket, thinking that this guy is a money monger? Okay, I think he has some other idea, so let me cancel his ticket. What would have happened? I wouldn't have said this at all. After coming to Brisbane, after almost during my maybe 6th of Jan, I would have said, Shaniel, I got this idea. But now he couldn't do anything because now the thing is also over. Or he transfers good amount of money to my account and then I say something to him, because all these are mental creations. So what I can do? Stop it before it becomes a big thing. So should you nib it at the smallest level, or should you do it when it becomes a tree? Now you can only break the branches now. You can't pluck it up. And that is going to be hindrance for him. It might not be a hindrance for me, let's say, argumentative sake. But that's a hindrance. He's associating with the wrong person, which he should not. In his own benefit, he shouldn't. He should come out of it. So, asevana cha balanam. So you shouldn't sevana, go along with bala, means childlike people. So what is a childlike person? A childlike person is like this. He will ask, Shaniel, how much you would like to donate? The donation is fine, but how much? The number. I didn't ask him. I only said, were you able to transfer? And he said, I have not even initiated. That's it. Oh. But is that wrong? Yes, because it associates like hooking. So should I cut the hook? Absolutely. Why it is beneficial? Because if there is no hook, the consciousness cannot establish there. There's nothing to hook onto it. And why should I cut this by a token of transaction? In fact, he could have done $1. In fact, I spoke to him that $1. Why? It's just a transaction. Cut it. The least the better. Not the highest is the better. It's good for him because he's not associating back. There's no referential, meaning there's no reflection back. And there's no forward bending either. That means I'm not bending towards that. Meaning to say, when I go and meet him, there's no circular motion of thisness and otherwiseness. So it's just, now it is a whirlpool. So at his home, it's going to be a damaging thing for him that the energy with which I'm bringing is contaminated. It should be pure, no taint, no tainted glass. So that is avijja. That means what Buddha says, even the smallest anu, smallest mistake, you go and openly talk. Irrespective whether you lose the relationship. That means after this talk, he might go to Qantas, cancel the ticket, he loses some money. Fair. But I did what I did. Am I ashamed of it? No. Am I happy about it? No. I did what I did. Is this thought came, which is taking to the sansara. It should have gone to the other side, nibbana. So what should I take? Should I take what sansara way or should I take nibbana way? To take what is going to go to nibbana, not the sansara. So by releasing him, I release myself. And that's it. So the avijja gone, the sankhara is not there. You see this? It's depending on avijja is sankhara. It means I asking how much can you donate is a sankhara. It's a punyabhi sankhara, by the way. It's not a punyabhi sankhara. There's nothing wrong in asking anyone how much you would like to donate. That's a fair thing. And a person can say, I would like to donate X amount. It's fine. But if he takes it as his, then it becomes a punyabhi sankhara. Because donation is not anybody's. So somebody comes for saying that I want to make a kuti. Can you give me some donation? Absolutely fair. And I can even go and ask, can you donate this much amount for making this up? Fair. As long as that is used for that, it's fair. But I use it for something else. What happens? There is lies, there is deceit, and there is manipulation, and there are so many other things. And ultimately it is stealing. So what happens? There is adhinna dana. Dana is there, but it became adhinna dana. It should have become dinna dani rather than adhinna dani. So now what did I do? I entered into stealing. I entered into musavada because I told a lie. Right? It looked so innocent, but no, that's the reason asevana cha balanam panditanam cha sevana puja cha pujaniyanam etan mangalamuttamam. So if Shaniel is calling me out of reverence, then he am not the right person to enter into his home. It's inauspicious. He shouldn't do that. And that's the reason I cut it off. Because he doesn't call a wrong person. And how many days he's keeping me? 43 days. It's not good. It's not good for him. It might be bad for me or good for me, a separate issue, but it's not good for him. I'm stopping his progress. It's unfair. And what happens to me is worse, but that's okay. That's taking the consequence of it. But in his case, why he should suffer? There's no need. Because that avijja is creating sankhara. That sankhara is creating vijnana. Now what vijnana it is creating? little bit of greed. Okay, now the raga is there, and that will have dosa, hatredness. Let's say he doesn't give me as much I expected it to be. There's an expectation then. If there's an expectation, it's going to cause this one, hatredness. Oh, this much only. Then there's moha. Moha of what? Survival. As though, like what you said yesterday after our call, as though you're supposed to take care of our family. That's what I've given an impression to you. Because it's delusion. Why it is delusion? Because you have to take care of me. That's deluding. It's not your delusion. It's the way I put it is deluding. So what should I do? Go back and tell you that's not the fact. You don't have to be worried. Why? That will stop your progress. So, if I stay with you, Ari, or stay with Bobby, or stay with Shaniel, or stay with anyone, people here, they should feel secured, not insecure. Okay, they should feel disconnected, not connected. What do you mean disconnected? Meaning not attached. If it becomes an attachment, that is, without me, you can't, it means that there is a referential integrity back, like the database, right? So then you refer to it back and back. That means again and again you need to call that object. And then only it works. And there's something wrong. It's not right. It's an independence, not dependence. Yes.
And I guess one question here is that even though your intention is to not make others attached, when someone found someone like, let's say, some other people found someone like you, it certainly feel, oh, I need this, so they'll be attached.
Let
So
them be
whether
attached.
you-
So let them be attached. Like I'm attached to Buddha, right? By that notion, I'm attached to Buddha. I have to cut it, right? So cut it. I have to help that person to cut it. So I have to help you to cut it. I have to help Shaniel to cut it. I have to help Bobby to cut it, or anybody sitting here to cut it. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be attached at all. We should know why we attach and then learn how to detach. Because attachment brings in suffering. Ajhosa is attachment. And like what Bobby was reading on that day on DN15, that's there. So the craving has an attachment nature, just attaches itself. Oh. In order not to get attached, in order to cut craving, what do I do? Go back and cut at the root. So then it is detached. So when there is detachment, there is release, vimokha. If I'm attached to Buddha, what happens? It's the highest experience, but still attached. That means consciousness again hooked it up somewhere. It keeps on hooking up something. And that witness consciousness hooks up. And then only there's some witness, right? Then should be some witness. And then it goes to sleep mode and the mind will start doing whatever it wants to do. What if it wakes up? It throws out the mind, fear, but it's still witnessing. And then it is also conditioned by the food, that is the mind. The mind not being there, it has no work to do. So what it does, it gives up. That giving up is Nibbana. So yesterday, since I gave up, the avidya is gone. So the small light coming from the projector, which was mesmerizing everything, is now replaced by a huge ball of light, which obscures this projector light. Now there is no need for this small pinhole camera light to fill up the screen of consciousness with Nama and Rupa. This is an established consciousness. And that's the reason in the Kajjaniya Sutta, Buddha says, Abhisankata Vinyana. You condition the Vinyana to be like this. So when I spoke to Shaniel, I first had to create Shaniel. I had to create bank, I had to create this, I had to create that, and then put it in a proper way. Ask him, is it okay? This, that. Okay. All of that I need to do it. And then once I do all of that, then I look at Shaniel and to see whether he is understanding, misunderstanding, properly understanding, properly misunderstanding, and all of that. And then I feel, okay, he seems to have understood. I feel he seems to have understood. I am not too sure. Still, who I am, that's the mind. What I do, I message back to Shania. Hope I'm not bothering you. You already bothered him. Next question. Are you okay with what I said? He is totally in something else. He is not understanding. What did he do? So then there is a lot of discussions on this topic that I told you about that. Then he would say, yes, Vilasji, I know what you spoke to me. But then was it clear? Then he would say, what is to be clear about? No, the what I said. Oh, what did you say? Vilasji, can you call me back later? I am working on something else. But there is a lot of discomfort in my heart. I have to pour it. Now, whom will I pour it? I have two people whom I can pour it. One person is Bobby, easy to do, or one person is Ariu. Now, what I do is extraordinary. I will go, I will ask to Bobby. Bobby, I said like this to Ariu. What do you think? Now, this guy will talk from his point of view, which he will say, I think you did a good decision, but why did you ask this? That is a major problem. Then I feel Bobby is not able to understand. I say, Bobby, you're not able to understand what I'm saying. Obviously, you want relief from suffering. You can't ask somebody to relieve you. So then I will message, are you around? And by the way, Aryu, I did not message you for that. So don't worry. I had something else, nothing to do with this. So then I say, are you around? And then you say, yes, I am. Then I narrate this whole story to you. And you say, I don't know, Vilas, I think what you did was right. Yeah, that's what I think. But Bobby doesn't seem to think in that way. Now, what does he has to do? Should he side with Bobby or should he not side with Bobby? Then he'll say, I don't know why Bobby said, maybe Bobby did not understand. Yeah, Ariu, that's what I feel. He did not understand. That was quite obvious even before you talking to Bobby. That he will understand the way he will understand. You can't make him understand the way you want him to understand. So it's painful. Then I'll talk to my wife. You know what? I did this. So now how many people I screwed up their mind? One is Shaniel, another one is Bobby, another one is Ariu, another one is Anjana. And all the four will give me different feedbacks. Now I will ask ChatGPT. because now I'm stuck. I have the fifth guy who is what I can say, he doesn't take sides. So very neutral. I'll say I did this. Then it'll give me one stupid answer, says that if I see it from this perspective, what you do is right. If I see from this perspective, what you did was completely wrong. But however, I wouldn't have done this. Unbiased, yes, I didn't get that word. Good, Bobby. So now I'm stuck. Then I again message Shania, can I have a word with you? Because I am literally now in complete deluded form. That pain, you can understand the anxiety, the anguish, the vexation. I want to get relief from suffering. So what I do? I can't wait. I will message, I will call. I will message, I'll call. Then this guy gets worked up. Why is he doing this? He picks up the call. Shinil, how are you? Vilasji, from morning I'm fine. Tell me, why are you calling me at 9 p.m. in the night? Again, I narrate the same thing. Vilasji, I can do one help to you. Tomorrow morning, I will transfer the full amount, okay? Please let me go. It's like some leech has caught onto someone. I didn't wanted him to pay, but I wanted to tell him to tell me that what I did was right. And that's the suffering of the mind. So when you let go of the mind, everything ends. Now it is relieved. There's no suffering because it's created. The suffering is not truly there. It is created from a transaction. Just stop transacting. The suffering is gone. So how many people I did not make them suffer? One is Bobby, one is Ariu, and one is my wife, and one is Shania. 4 guys got relief of suffering instantaneously. That is what is Vijja. That big light, right? Now, it doesn't matter what it is felt because there's no feeling. Why there is no feeling? Because there is no contact. Assa. So there's no Vedana. Is there any perception? No, absolutely not. Is there any Sankhara? No. So isn't that Nibbana? Sabba Sankhara Samato, Sabbupadi Patinisaggo, Tanhakhayo, Virago, Nirodho, Nibbana. So now what all happened? There was no Sankhara. There was no Punyabhi Sankhara. There was no Apunyabhi Sankhara. There was no Aninjabhi Sankhara. There was no Kaya Sankhara. There was no Vachi Sankhara. There was no Mano Sankhara. Nothing. In all of this, there was nothing. Samatha. Samatha is what I was talking to you or talking to Shaniel for the last few months of stillness. But the last line was not completely done. Yesterday, viraga happened, nirodha happened, cessation, and nibbana. So if you ask me, Ariu, what's the difference between what you said and what it is now? It's the same, but it's not different, but it is still different. Yes.
So you said this stillness is one form of absorption. But
Yes,
if you
it is
were
absorption. It is absorption. I told you also, it's absorption.
but if you were to put a number, like which jhana it is, it's hard to.
You can do it there. So,
Yeah, if you were to ask, is it the 8th jhana or is it the 9th jhana?
no, the moment you number it, moment you number it, the mind will come and latch onto it. So the
So this stillness you're referring to does not have a experience to it.
no experience to it.
Hmm.
So if you ask me, was there an experience of anything after finishing call with Shaniel?
No, I mean this few months when you're experiencing that.
There is an
You say
experience. There is experience of knowing it is stillness. So once you get into stillness, you'll see that. You will see there is stillness.
but you couldn't say it's eighth jhana, for example.
Leave the jhanas aside. You leave the numbering aside. Because the moment you number it, you're lost in that. Now you will ask me how this works, which is a topic we are going to take on Monday. There's one sutta for that, how you get lost in this, lost in transition. So we'll take that. But right now, if I say it was 8 jhana, that means you never were in ninth. Then the question comes, why you were not in ninth? So then you have to explain why you are not in ninth. And then when you explain it, you are going to strain your mind with all of these concepts. And then you have explained, and then you have no idea whether that other person took it, mistook it, or whatever happened to it. Better to use the word relieved, just like you piss and you feel the relief. Can you explain that, Ari, by chance? Can you explain the relief you get out of pissing? That's Nibbana.
Once it's relieved, you cannot explain it. Hmm.
Exactly, that is Nibbana. You were holding on to it. I was holding on to it. I wanted to piss. I didn't know how to piss because there were no washrooms available. So I was holding on, holding on, holding on. At last, I got somebody were to ask, Vilas, how are you feeling? Don't ask. Just tell me, was it 8 jhana? And what should I say? Or what will you say? If you're asked this question back, are you in 8 jhana? Indescribable. Because that experience of relieving is something you can't explain. Relief from suffering. Yes, Madhukar.
No, that's it. So, what I understood is when any experience we describe, experience of anything like by understanding, by taste, by seeing, etc. When the same phenomena cannot be explained, cannot be described, cannot be languaged upon, cannot be. I think that the feeling of what you call it as a Nibbanic.
That's exactly what I just now
sense.
said. Now tell me, how do you urinate? Explain me the process.
On the process of physical science, there are lots of things. But then that feeling of getting relief definitely cannot be not only quantified but cannot be defined also. It's a relief.
Exactly.
That's all.
You can say, you can go and stand or sit in the, the Western commode and wait for it. And can you force it? Can you go before? Can you go after? So now the question is there a past? No. Is there a future?
So, sir, is it that the state of a shunyata transient, like you're not here, there, something like that?
Yes. There's nothing. There's no staying anywhere.
Yes.
See, when you urinate, you are not staying in a particular place, saying that, oh, you know what, if I go to this place only, I'll urinate.
Yeah.
All that you require is a place to relieve. So if you're holding on to the urination, you require a place to evacuate it. And that very act, once completed, is Nibbana. Is there any raga there? Is there any dvesha there? Is there any moha there? That's it. That's the end of suffering. That's the reason it is paramam sukham. Because you just got rid of something that you were holding. So now the question comes, can you be in Nibbana all the time? And the answer is yes. So now I can say etan santan etan panitan yadidam sabba sankhara samato sabbupadi patinisaggo tanhakhayo virago nirodho. So I am not holding on to anything. That's it. That doesn't mean that today doesn't exist. See, we'll play this game. Yesterday was my birthday. So can we say today is my birthday? No. Yesterday is past. Today is not my birthday. That means it's gone. So if there were a thing called as birthday, it became a death. Because birthday was in the mind. The death also happened in the mind. So if I were to get relief from suffering, I should let go of the birthday so that there is nothing called the death day. Because it's past. By this time yesterday, we were talking about my birthday and everybody were wishing happy birthday, happy birthday. Can they do it today? Also, happy birthday, Vilasji. No, it looks absurd because there's no birthday today. There's only one day, birthday, and one day called death day. But between the birth and death day, isn't it every day it is minusing, which is anicca? Isn't that a dukkha? Yes. Can you do something about it? Anatta, not death. Simple. So can I hold on to the birthday? It's foolishness because I am now, if I am, becomes 54 years, 0 month, 1 day. Right? Which looks stupid. So the witness consciousness has witnessed from 0 to 54, 0, 1. But the mind says, I am 54-year-old. It forgets that 1 day is gone. Then there is plan of how do I go here, how do I go there, blah, blah, all that. It's a plan. That means it's further establishing of consciousness, of this established consciousness, which is Sankata, Abhisankata Vinyana. I don't like to go there. When it goes there, it has to let go of all of this, but it does not. So what it does, it hangs on to all of these experiences and says, now you see the language. When I spoke to Shania, it means it's a past tense. It's past, gone. When I spoke to Bobby, past. When I spoke to Ariu, past. When I am speaking to Shaniel, present. When I will be speaking to Shaniel, future. But this is created in the mind. There's no past, there's no present, there's no future except being in the language. If there is a past, it's gone. If it's a present, it's going. If it is a future, it to come. So in the mind only you can experience past, present, future, and nowhere else. Because of Nama Rupa, which is the language. In the language, you can create anything you want. You can say, I'm going to Brisbane. That I am is created with Brisbane being fixed, and then the I am is fixed. Brisbane is fixed. Now I am going to Brisbane, landing there. If there is no I am, there's no Brisbane either. Because with relation to mind is Brisbane. So both are gone. That's how the anicca nature can be found in the words we utter. So when I land in Brisbane, Bangalore is gone. You can't be in the two places at the same time because the travel is in the mind. Then when I am in Brisbane, Brisbane becomes the near shore and Bangalore becomes the farther shore. It's shore to shore. That means I have to fly past Pacific Ocean and come back to India and land in Bangalore. So it shows from Sydney to Bangalore, it shows 12 hours, 10 minutes and odd seconds. So then you just sit there for 12 hours and the plane is going and then it lands in Bangalore. Then Sydney becomes an far shore and Bangalore becomes the near shore. Fine. So let's leave it today for you to reflect upon in the next 2 days. It's too much of going in depth, and then we will take something even more deeper than this on Monday. Any question, Bobby, before closing?
Lasi, like you told this transaction many times, right? Is it via dhamma? Via dhamma is can that word used for transaction?
No, you can consider like that, but it's not. Vaya dhamma means it just keeps on going away. So the transaction is to cut the samsaric experience. In general, you have to cut all samsaric experiences. So you need to cut the transaction.
So via has the meaning of transaction, right? And
It one way, yes. If you were to use a literal sense of making sense of something, is vecha, meaning to spend. So this transaction.
thank you.
Sure. Okay, Ariel, you understood? No. Okay, go ahead.
No, I understood. I don't have a question. I just want to say one thing. I think the example you gave about troubling Bobby, troubling me, and all that phone call, I understood what I did the other day. At your home, I troubled everyone. Shreyas got, left, and then Sachin got bored, and I troubled you, and troubled Anjana, and Madhusudan. Everyone got troubled, and I couldn't let go. I understand. I confess.
Yes, you want to get relief of that suffering.
Mm. And I understand also why you wouldn't give in, because if you did, you allow me to condition you, then there's no relief for anyone. And
Exactly.
I feel like this is the way to go. I can condition anything.
Yes. Right. Okay, that's good. Sounds good. We'll meet Monday. Thank you. Bye-bye.